All right, free comic book day. So those of you who know, and those of you who don't know, I guess don't know. But free comic book day is the first Saturday in May. And my birthday is on May 4th. So, sometimes it lands on free comic book day. Usually it lands around it. And I like to take both events and I like to kind of mush them together and create one big super event just for the fun of it. Which means that usually for free comic book day, I end up with a big box of stuff. I'm very, very excited to go through this with you. This year was huge. We did more stops than we've ever done before. We spent more time out in the world than we ever have before. I went to the city of Las Vegas and basically just went as many places as I could possibly muster in the time frame of free comic book day. And it was a huge blast and I had so much fun, and I cannot wait to show you all of the cool stuff that I was able to find and all of the cool things we were able to learn, including, get this, there were like 2 major life events that finally got kind of the book closed on them. I was able to close out a couple of outstanding life events and I was not expecting that, and I'm very, very excited to tell you all about it. Our first up was All Reliable, Maximum Comics. It's a small little store, but they pack a lot of personality in it. It's a great place to be. I really like it. So it ceremoniously kind of became the first stop I was going to make. And I picked up just a handful of the free comic book day books from them, and it was the ones I had prioritized, like the top ones. All right, so a pretty successful first stop. We picked up this one I'm actually kind of excited for, a manga adaptation of Journey to the West. I'm also really excited that I was able to get the Lego Batman tie-in, because I'm very excited about the game, and so the book is going to be fun, I hope. Picked up some Stitch. Love me some Disney. Spider-Man, because I love some Spider-Man. And this DC Next Level book, I understand this is a sampler of books that are kind of out already right now, but I would like to see what that's looking like. And oh my goodness! I didn't even see that! It's the poster for season 3 of my adventure. Oh, cool. Oh, that is awesome. All right. That made my day. That was cool. My next up was at Cosmic Comics. Now, I've been to Cosmic Comics before and it just blew my mind. Holy cow. Huge store. It's just ginormous. And inside they have everything you could ever hope to see at a comic book store. And it was just, awesome. So cool. And while I was there, Critical Care Comics was there, and just a quick plug for Critical Care Comics because they are doing great work. I love Critical Care. Basically what it is it's a group of cosplayers who get together, they dress up as superheroes, and they go to children's hospitals and just hang out with the kids. They also do events like Free Comic Book Day to help raise awareness and help try to build up donations for them. Also, and this is something that I think all of you guys should consider if you're trying to downsize your comic book collection, they take comic book donations. It's a great thing to do if you're trying to downsize your collection and you want to try and give back to the community a little bit. So yeah, I got to meet Superman there, and Power Girl was there, and so was Red Guardian, and it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun there. I liked it. It was great. Yeah, okay, so that stop was awesome. Cosmic Comics is so cool. And of course, you got to see a lot of the Critical Care people there, and that's pretty great. First off, let's go with the purchases. I got Wonder Woman, Blood and Guts, because, I don't know, lately I've been really interested in Wonder Woman. Absolute Wonder Woman did a lot for my interest, and it's a character that I feel weird I don't know, anything about, so I picked that up. Also got Spy Family Volume 2. I have Volume 1, and I enjoyed that a lot, and I figured, this is a good time to pick it up. Got Donald Duck Visits Japan. I love Donald Duck. I love the Three Caballeros, and this looks like fun. Donald Duck comics are just great. They're a ton of fun. Alright, next we got my free books. I picked up Avatar, Avengers, The Name She Lost to Nana. This sounded cool, and this looked interesting. Superman! They had a Superman book! I guess it's from a Superman day earlier, so that was nice. That was a fun surprise. You know what else was a surprise, and I don't know if this is a good thing or if I'm really disappointed, was Comics the Magazine. Both issue 1 and 2 were free comic book day books here. Looks like they can't get rid of them. And then the big one, I got myself a big present here. I got myself the Superman the Exile, the omnibus with the other stories included, because this fills a pretty big gap in my post-crisis Superman timeline on my shelf. I'm really excited about this. While I'm in line for Cosmic Comics, I'm talking to this guy who's standing behind me in the line, and he mentions a place called Alternate Reality. They had this really cool collection of just other comics, right? Like you have the mainstream stuff going on, but they had a really cool collection of just like award-winning indie comics and indie published and self-published. It was really cool. I really liked it. So I stopped by there next. Now the first thing that happened was they had a bunch of artists there who were giving out sketches. So you ask them about a sketch, they have a tip jar, you throw a couple bucks in there if you want, and ask them to draw something and they draw something for you. And I got this really cool custom sketch of Woody. Alright, so Alternate Reality was really, really sweet. We've got Spidey and His Amazing Friends, because I thought the guys, kid shows are hilarious. I don't know what else to tell you. I just find them so funny. We picked up Jem and the Holograms, which also doubles as My Little Pony, which is fun. Stitch, this is different. This is from, this is like their manga studio version. Picked up Sonic the Hedgehog. Everyone loves Sonic. Everyone loves a little bit of Sonic the Hedgehog. Aquamanatee, because that sounded fun. But what I found really interesting was this toy box, because this is a Winnie the Pooh story. Winnie the Pooh entered the public domain a couple of years ago, which means that like anyone can use them. So now we have a new Winnie the Pooh story that is very family friendly and doesn't have any kind of oversight by Disney. So I'm really excited to see what that's like. And then I also got this book here, if I can get it out of the bag with one hand. Superman, The City of Tomorrow, Volume 2. I've read Volume 1. I thought it was way interesting, and I was like, oh, well, I want to see how this continues, so now I'm going to see how it continues. Next, I stopped at Red Hood Comics. Red Hood Comics is a very, very cool store. Along with just having the walls completely blanketed in these really, really cool keys. They're all graded. They're all gorgeous. It's all beautiful. Like, oh my goodness, it's a sight to see. Not only that, but the big draw of the store is that they have screen-used Joker costumes, and they must have a bunch because they had different ones than the first time I went. This time around, they had pretty much the full Jack Nicholson set. Like, they had the purple trench coat, they had the suit, they had, like, it was cool. You can see it right here on the screen. It's really, really, really sweet. And that's a big draw of the store, so a lot of people go there for just to see the Joker stuff. Red Hood Comics, they just were out of the free comic book day stuff. It was wild. But they were doing a sale, 50% off everything in the store, which you should have seen that. It was an amazing store. They have so many cool things. And I found a bunch of variant covers for Superman Unchained. But I love Superman Unchained. It is one of my favorite stories. It's one of the most important comic books as far as my love for Superman and my love for comic books in general. So yeah, I've been trying to chase down the variant covers, and I found a few more, which is pretty great. Next was a store called One of Us Comics, which was in like the center of town. The outside of it was really hidden, but then you go on the inside and it is just, oh my goodness, so cool. They had like statues of Slimer. They had this really cool statue of Superman that I could totally put into my living room if I had a living room and a giant statue of Superman to put in it. Now this free comic book day process was very different. So we're standing in the back of the store and it says, okay, give me a couple of genres. And I said, well, I like comedies, I like sci-fi, like cartoons. I love me some fun cartoons. And what he ended up picking out for me is a book I never would have picked out for myself, which is really cool. You know, exploration and stuff. He gave me this very beat up copy of Kool-Aid Man. I don't know. Something new, something interesting to explore, which is kind of the point of Free Comic Book Day, is to find new things that you might be interested in reading more about. But the biggest thing were the action figures. He had a Superboy figure. I've wanted to pick up a Superboy figure for a while, but this was a really important pickup here. The Man of Steel Movie Masters action figure. And the guy I was working with, really close with, had kind of a rough relationship with. It was kind of hard to work with him some days. And I felt kind of bad about that. And, you know, I've grown a lot since then, but one of the ways that, like, my brain decided that apologizing worked was to give gifts that were significant. And for a long time, I had this action figure sitting on my desk as just kind of like a nice little motivational piece for me, I guess, because I find Superman very inspirational. I gave him the figure as a peace offering. He immediately put it into an envelope and mailed it off to somebody else. Like, immediately, right there, right in front of me. And that was a bit deflating. Especially since, like, I couldn't find the figure in stores anymore. And I just kind of gave up hope on trying to find it at a reasonable price. I was able to find it at this store. And not only that, I found, like, the deluxe version, which was really, really cool. So, like, this kind of closed a chapter I didn't realize was still open. Like, this meant something when I saw it. And it's like, you know, I gotta pick it up. If I know the articulation isn't nearly as good as the newer Henry Cavill figures, which I have. I know that, like, the packaging is pretty cool, but, like, I'm probably not going to end up keeping it. It's just, for some reason, this closed, like, this emotional openness that I didn't realize I had. And this was a really cool find. Next, I found a brand new store. It's not really a brand new store. It was brand new in that location. Oh my gosh, I have not seen that many boxes of comic books just stacked up. I can only imagine, like, what gold was in there, but there was no way I was going to be sorting through all of this. Anyway, this was Velvet Underground. Very cool store. I'm excited to see what happens, because I was talking to the owner for a little bit, and he's like, yeah, this is a new location. We just got in here, and we're combining our grand opening with Free Comic Book Day. And, you know, go ahead and look around. You're welcome to sort through any of the boxes if you want to do that. Otherwise, you know, just enjoy the place. And I did. I had so much fun. The people there, like, they had, like, this ongoing party there, and the people there were just so cool. I met a lot of really fun other people buying comics. I loved the staff. It was a cool place. I'm very excited to go back again sometime. So the purchase pickups, they had a new reprint of Supergirl's first appearance because of the most recent Superman Day. And, like, okay, cool, I gotta pick this up. This is really interesting. I love the reprints. I wanted to pick up the reprint. Also had a big sale on graphic novels. They didn't have a whole lot unboxed, so I just picked up a couple that I thought looked interesting. I picked up Batman Year 100. I've heard interesting things about it. Haven't heard a lot about it, though, so I want to hear more, so I picked it up. I also got Captain America: The Classic Years, but it collects the Captain America stories from his first several issues. This picks up Captain America Comics issues 6 through 10. Now, their Free Comic Book Day offerings, they allowed me to pick up 1 billion books, which was awesome. Most places, they let you pick up like 3 to 5 books, at least on the day of. Velvet Underground let me pick up 10. And the books they had a whole bunch of books from past Free Comic Book Days that I wasn't sure if I picked up, so it was a good second chance to pick those up. But along with that, a lot of actual books, which was really, really cool. So I got to pick up some cool stuff. First off, we got Star Wars, some Ninja Turtles, Street Fighter, Mega Man, love me some video games, Archie, Uncanny Avengers, this looked like a lot of fun, Webtoon Unscrolled. I legitimately believe that Webtoon is one of the most important and significant events in comic book history, was when Webtoon showed up as an app and people could read comics from it. So yeah, Webtoon Unscrolled, cool stuff. Something is Killing the Children. This is a huge series. This is like award-winning, really big. I haven't read anything from it. I'm excited to. Event Leviathan. It has Superman on it. And this one was cool. Fantastic Four #1. They had a whole bunch of variant covers of it. I picked up the Human Torch variant. Yeah. I haven't read a whole lot of Fantastic Four. I'm going to read at least one issue now. Alright, the last stop was the stop closest to where I was staying at the time, and that was Torpedo Comics. Torpedo Comics it has money behind it, and it's a good stop. I love the statues that are in it, and it was basically the end of the day. And so I asked about how many books they were offering, and they said, you know what, just take whatever you want. It was the end of day, nobody else was really there anymore, and I could tell they just wanted to have less things to pack. So they said, take whatever you want, and I basically filled out the rest of the Free Comic Book Day offerings that I was missing. I didn't get all of them, though. There was one called Pizza and Taco, I think. That one looked like a lot of fun. I didn't quite get that one. Sad. So first I picked up DC and Sonic the Hedgehog. Now I'm a big DC guy. Why didn't I pick this one up first? Because I got the actual issues. I didn't think I needed the Free Comic Book Day version of issue 1. I already had issue 1. Now I have issue 1 a second time. The future is The Greatest American Hero. Picked up Power Rangers, Monster High, Masters of the Universe. I'm surprised they still had copies of this with like the movie coming out. Stories from the Atlas Comics Library. Horror comics are like a big subgenre in the world of comic books. I haven't read a whole lot of them. I should probably think about getting more into them, or at least see if I like them. And like I said, Free Comic Book Day is the day to find out if you do like them. Mabel and Mulligan, have no clue what that's about. School Bus Graveyard, I guess this is a webtoon, and it looked pretty cool. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. And apparently, I had no idea, but like, they didn't even put this on the table. They put it in the back because I guess Dungeon Crawler Carl, the Free Comic Book Day book from this year, is already being scalped online. And so he had a bunch of copies. He was giving one per customer because I guess they had problems earlier in the day where people were picking up 5 of this one issue because it's going for like, what, $20 online when I looked it up on that day. I don't know about that though. I feel like this is one of those speculative books that like, it's going to be popular for a little bit, but in 3 months, is it still going to be popular? That's, I don't know. Like, there's been a weird trend where recently obscure #1s like this just kind of pop up in popularity. I don't know. I read this one. I thought it was fine. I thought it was interesting enough. Like I would maybe read the trade of this one later, but yeah. I don't know, I'll check. Maybe if I check and this is like a big deal, this will pay for my Free Comic Book Day, who knows. Now the paid pickups there are some really important ones. One of these is another one of those closing an open book I didn't realize was open. But I picked up the foil cover of The Man of Steel. Now I already have the originals of this, they reprinted it, and it's like, I don't know who's out there buying the reprint of The Man of Steel. It's not a hard book to find, and it's going to be cheaper than if you get the reprint. Like the reprint was maybe what, $4. I was able to find the original for $1. It was in a dollar bin. Don't buy the reprint of a book that is this popular. Oh my goodness. But I did get the foil cover because there was not a foil cover, and I really love this book. And I wanted to get the new cover. I also picked up Superman Secret Origin. It's weird that I didn't have this because it's kind of an important one, and I've read it online before, and it's, like I said, weird that it wasn't in my collection, so now it is. But this book right here, this is kind of a big one. One of the first comics I ever picked up was The Incredible Hulk Masterworks Volume 1, which reprinted the 6 issues of the first Incredible Hulk run. The Incredible Hulk didn't last past 6 issues, fun facts. And so I reread those 6 issues over and over and over. They're not good, but they mean something to me. And I'm like, okay, neat. That's existing, cool. I found volume 2 of Marvel Masterworks, which gives me more Hulk stories, what happens next. And that's big, because like, I've been curious for a long time, but I didn't put a whole lot of work into like finding what the next issues were. I just knew that there was no Incredible Hulk number 7. And now I have the next ones, and I was like, when I saw this, I didn't realize like how excited I would actually be to get the next issues in the Incredible Hulk to find out what happened next. And that was kind of a cool way to end Free Comic Book Day. So look, Free Comic Book Day is a big day for me. I've said that a million times already, but it's a big day for pretty much anyone. If you want to get into comic books, I cannot think of a simpler way than going to Free Comic Book Day, picking up a bunch of stuff that looks interesting to you, and then just checking it out. And if any of this stuff looked interesting to you, most Free Comic Book Day books become free online on pick any of your comic book reading apps. They become free that day, and you can go ahead and read them. But yeah, if anything here was interesting, let me know. Chat about it in the comments, because like, there's a whole world of comic books out there, and there's a comic book for everyone, regardless of who you are. If you like superheroes, there's a ton. If you don't like superheroes, there's still a lot of really cool things to find out there. And like I said, it's an important day to me, and I'm happy that I was able to share that with you. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and until next time, thank you for joining me. Have a great day, and remember to always be your best self.